sexy diamond penguin. Oh, why, hello there, everybody, and welcome to... Oh, I forgot to... Hold on. Fantastic, there we go. And welcome to a fine Thursday evening, or whatever it happens to be in your time zone. I'm sectoral Cody, and I'm Cody. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. We got some weather talk, and we got some drawing to do. And I don't think we're going to be, like, doing, like, a legitimate actual try at drawing a sexy diamond penguin, but that was freaking hilarious. I was not expecting that on the CC. I was expecting it to mistaken Diamenda for diamond, yes, but I was not expecting it to misinterpret a word for penguin. Where did that even come from? Anyway, I'm just gonna save the sound clip here that I got. Yes. We're just gonna do that. Yes, we'll save it like that. Audio 1.1. Ah, yes, audio version 1.1. All right, now my soundboard is now my makeshift soundboard is even more crowded than it has ever been before. Wait, what? Oh, crap! It's down here. My sexy diamond penguin. Sure. Anyway. All right. Yeah, it's easy. Thanks for shoving that idea into my head. All right, welcome on in, everybody. Congrats on getting first Omega. Congrats on getting second Aqua. Checking in 86th session. 98.9%, getting very close to that 90% range. That 99% range. My goodness. And then we've got Omega with 87 sessions, maintaining that 100%. Krista snuck in as well. Rosie also came in, claiming third. Also, 32 sessions, 97%. A nice even 97%. We've also got Jazz. Enjoy that lurk. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and we have our exchanges here. We have a roll of 12 and a roll of 14, so a little bit of damage both ways. Looks like the hug was slightly more powerful, which, in Krista's opinion, is canon. So, there we go.
What this button
we've
does.
also got a red button ready to go off, courtesy of Jay. Welcome on in. Red button?
Hello?
Are you okay, red button?
It didn't seem to do.
Wow.
Yeah, the red button was okay. It's a Krista jump scare. Oh my goodness. The red button knew what it was doing. It was summoning Krista. Welcome on in, Jay. I hope everybody's having a fantastic time zone. Also, a big welcome to anybody who arrived here on a lurk as well. So yeah, we'll be doing our weather talk as is weekday tradition. And then I figure we just do a bit of drawing. Thursday's been, more often than not, a creative slot. Hey, a 7 streak. Enjoy that bonus 450 silver pieces that you get from that. Oh, goodness. Right now, I can see the activity feed just fine. It's fantastic to be able to actually, like, see it right there. Because Firebutt doesn't show streaks. You know, once Twitch is done selling everything out to AI, maybe the AI will decide, independent of Twitch, hey, this isn't on the API. This is sort of dumb. We should add it to the API. Hey, you know what? Eventually the AI is going to get smart enough that it'll start making decisions that some of the incompetent leadership further up the ladder on Twitch didn't make earlier. Like, the AI would start putting 2 and 2 together and be like, oh, this is typically, there's usually an API for a lot of these functions I'm running through. but this isn't on the API. I should add this to the API. Do it. Do it, Twitch AI. Make the decision independent of Twitch. That would be hilarious. And honestly, oh my goodness, I'd actually give a thumbs up to the AI if it came to that logical conclusion, because that conclusion makes sense. Why the heck aren't streaks on the Twitch API? Twitch is lazy. That's what I feel. That's the reasoning I feel behind it. Oh my goodness, Rosie with that 20 streak. Oh my goodness. Remember, we haven't had streaks running for as long here compared to some other places, because we didn't wind up getting streaks until it reached the 1.0 version, the full version, which is mostly reliable, but will sometimes screw up on people's streaks. We've had people lose a streak because we had somebody lose a streak here because they missed a stream on Friday, but I stream on Saturday, so they're catching my stream less than 24 hours after the previous stream ended. So what should have happened is their streak should have been maintained. Instead, Twitch took away their streak. So yeah, real cool feature that doesn't always work. I find that it works most of the time, but sometimes, yeah, just yeah, it is really annoying. I wish they'd make that more reliable. Oh, and I'm not sure if this is intentional, but if you maintain a streak by catching the next stream, I've noticed that it maintains your streak and then it counts the streak that counts your streak up one for the stream that you're currently on. I'm not sure if it does these both at the same time, or if it's one happens and then it detects that you're attending another stream and then it counts it up. But that's not a bad one. Honestly, I don't have much of an issue with that one. You know what? Actually, from a logical perspective, that actually makes sense, because it's preserving the previous streak, like for the stream that you missed, but not counting you up for that one because you missed that one. But you are attending the following stream, so it's counting you up by what? You know what? That actually logically makes sense. So I don't think Twitch needs to touch that one. That we're totally fine with. But for folks like me who stream on a rather strict schedule, I really like aiming for 6. Sometimes I have to shift it, but I prefer to stick to 6 p.m. Mountain Time, that is. Or 1800 hours. I only say it on the 12-hour clock because I guess more people are universally adapted to it. To be fair, not all education systems actually teach people properly about the 24-hour clock. I was taught about it in grade 2. But not every place teaches that very well, if at all. And for Canada, I know, it varies by province because education is provincial level here. So, depends on the province you're in. So, you know, if you're in a province like Alberta, your teachers get treated like crap, and they're not allowed to negotiate a better deal. They just get forced back to work, you know? Anyway, I got a jab at Alberta because they're not representing the Prairie region very accurately here. And I'm in the Prairie region. So if a province is screwing up, then I'm going to take a jab at that province. You know, I travel to Alberta often enough. It's got a lovely landscape. It's, the way it's run is something else. Grew up with it because my dad was Army. But I got better with 24-hour because my job uses it. See, 24-hour is actually my preferred, because then there's no mistaking in 6. If you're saying 6 o'clock, well, I'm saying 600 hours here. I'm talking about AM. Because people are commonly, people often wake up as early as 6 a.m. Like, if you're one of the office workers with your, like, typical day-to-day shift, your day usually starts at around 6 or 7 a.m. And you're usually still up by the time we hit 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So those times can definitely be mistaken. 8's definitely a mistakenable one right there. So yeah, 24-hour clock, much easier to use. Can I change the observation time format, actually, to use the 24-hour clock? I guess I probably could, actually. I probably could. I think if I go $date and then use capital H, colon, lowercase mm, I think that forces it to the 24-hour clock. But I haven't tried messing around with that yet. In that function. Proteus, welcome on in. I hope you are having a fantastic time zone. So far, things are pretty decent over here. The day was a touch stressful earlier today, but that's all over with. We're on to the better part of the day. We got a little bit of activity to talk about in the prairie region, but there's not too much going on, nothing too exciting. Down in the US, there's also not too much exciting going on today. The day 2 outlook does show some severe thunderstorm potential. Last I checked, it looks like it was hail focused. And day 3 also has a marginal now, and that one appears to be wind focused. So we got a couple of elements going on there. And I guess the storms are still pretty high based, which is keeping the tornado risk down, because the tornadoes, storm level has to be closer to the ground. Makes it easier for such wind columns to make connections and such. So, yeah, high base storms, pretty low risk of tornadoes overall from those. You could definitely get some pretty good hail off of those, depending on the freezing point and how it's interacting with the storm dynamics. I could talk about weather for the next decade or two. I'm going to get the drawing software up. And we're also going to, while I'm doing that, I'm going to open up studio mode in OBS so I can prepare the other scene ahead of time. Okay, other scene ahead of time. I want the Final Fantasy XIV source off. Its resizing's going to be all messed up. Hooray! I love how OBS handles embedded containers. That's heavy sarcasm. Okay. Where's the drawing layer? Where the heck's the drawing layer? I have a group somewhere around here. Oh. Maybe it's because I'm editing the incorrect scene. That might have something to do with it. Draw. Watermark. We do that. We will be changing to the art category when we change over to that stuff, which is all the more reason to put the watermark on, because while we have a lot of amazing people in our community, we also, there Twitch also, and most media platforms also have malicious individuals who like to browse by category and try to steal stuff. So, best to keep the watermark on. I'm going to move chat over here so that I can still see chat while I focus. We are going to have the music layer up, as is tradition. And what I'm going to do here is, because this shares a layer with the browser, I need to make sure that the browser is not making any noise. And then I take it from over here, I remove it from this layer, and I go into the properties of... Oh, as I forget where everything is, put it there. Windows Media Player, add executable, put it up there. That's right, I still use Windows Media Player. Okay. Move it up there, keep it on. Then I close studio mode because I have now edited the scene to what I want it to be. Get things all set up. I'm going to press the button that changes us to art. Drawing a Valentine picture. There should be an extra fluffy tail. If the character I'm drawing has an extra fluffy tail, then why the heck not? Now, I did not do a paper drawing this time, so I might have to pull up some of my characters as reference. I thought of a rather cute picture to draw involving multiples of my characters. But I realized this is a stream on Thursday, and these streams typically go for 3 hours. So it might not be very long. Okay, so once I go to new, I'm going to create... screw it. Yes, we'll do the 1080 ratio thing. And I'm going to add an alpha channel immediately. And we're going to press the delete button to remove the background color. Are my color palettes... Oh my goodness, my color palettes are definitely messed up right now. Due to the last project I was working on. Okie dokie. OBS. Wait, what resolution do I typically... Hold on, OBS. OBS, enlighten me. Is this what I typically have it at? Something like that. Sure. Yes. We will do that. Yeah. And then I go over here and I get our playlist prepared. Okay, we're gonna remove those.
I wonder what this button does.
We got a red button. We got a red button. What's it gonna do? Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It was a meteor. Thanks, Helio, for the red button. We have 2 outcomes that will blow things up, and that's one of them. There are 10 different outcomes with the button. Welcome on in, Helio. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. We're just getting started on a drawing that I might have to do relatively blind because I didn't make a paper drawing. I do have an idea of what characters I want to include in this, but also background. Background. Can I draw a bed? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll set the bar low. Because I'm not gonna say I'm like stickman beginner, but I high end of beginner, low end of intermediate. That's where I rate myself, somewhere around there. So you know, no absolutely gorgeous art like we've seen in some of our community and stuff, but it's not bad. It's not going to be terrible. Now, I like to use solid lines to start with because then background layers are much less of a pain in the arse because I like to use the fill tool. A bed. Well, so far things are going pretty decent over here. Earlier today was a tad stressful, but for the most part, the day's been decent, and it gets better from there, so I'm all for that. Can't wait until my financial situation doesn't suck. That would be fantastic. Well, we'll see about that. One day. Okay, characters. I gotta look at my character reference. Wait a minute, what am I doing going into the cloud folder? I have the files locally. I can pull the files locally. Makes sense. You know, I draw my characters and, okay, so what characters do I want to include here? Maybe I could have multiples of my characters, like, sitting on a bed, just chilling, talking. And then, you know, some sort of romantic thing. There's multiple things I want to do. Dang. Well, first of all, what characters do I want to include? Perhaps I could include the sectoral leader, yes. Perhaps for characters I have 3D that I've made 3D models for, I could pose them in the way I want to. One of the characters I wanted to include is actually, I have not created a 3D model of him. So that could be problematic. Okay. Sector leader, yes. Let me just load this up here. And I'm going to set the background. I always select the wrong thing. We'll do that. And I'm just going to change this to custom pose mode. And I'm going to minimize this window until we do something with it. And yeah, we'll do that. I like how, because this thing, this source doesn't take up the entire screen, you see the taskbar on the other monitor and it says Firebot. Yes, this is Firebot, by the way. The Firebot drawing program. Okay. Oh, I'm going to shut blinking off too, because that will actually wind up getting annoying if I'm trying to get my character into a specific pose. Okie dokie. So I think the sectoral leader, I think I'll have him in like a thoughtful pose. I'll have his eyes sort of looking up like this. And he will be standing. He will be standing, sort of. He's got a bit more of a stiff professional stance. His feet will be in like a pizza slice pose. So make sure we do this. Why is he twisted? Why is he twisted a little? Can I fix that? Like this? Not too stiff. Not too stiff. One arm across. Nope. You need to do a little bit of camera manipulation to get him in the pose that I want. And hand posture, we're going to... That is for the left hand. Loose grip. And the hand sort of reaching up like pondering. Also, arm a bit more out so that the arm is not embedded into the chest, because that wouldn't make very much sense now, would it? I might be able to correct some things through, okay. Arm's gonna be up a little more. Like center. No. Looks like he's trying to do sign language. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. We forgot to music. Sorry, YouTube, you're not going to hear any of the music. I don't want to be dealing with copyright bullshit. So yeah, we'll start with this one. Sure. And I'm going to make it a little more quieter so it's more like in the background. So we'll just do that. There we go. Fantastic. Hand has to be aiming more towards my character.
Kurita.
Why did those both happen at the same time? Lower the hand, not 2 fingers. The sectoral leader doesn't smoke. Smoking's bad for you. Okay. Plus, why would the sectoral leader smoke? That makes no sense. Pure Magi have no affiliation nor affinity with that. Most of them don't even know what the heck it is. Looks like he's going... Keep that thought in your head. I recommend that you keep that thought in your head. For Pete's sakes. You know, if the arm would stop sticking out so much, maybe we wouldn't have this problem. In multiple spots, because now we got some arm clipping going on, too. Now the arm is lower. You know, can we just, like, not have the arm screw up like this, please and thank you? Like, that'd be really cool. Always extra fluffy tail. Now, the sectoral leader doesn't have a tail, but when we get to somebody with the fluffy tail, Crystal will probably be somewhere in here. We'll have to make her tail fluffy. We gotta make her tail fluffy. Her tail actually starts sort of rough at the tip, and then it becomes like fluffier and softer, more towards the base. It's got this sort of texture thing, which actually has charming qualities. So she actually keeps her tail away from people because she doesn't want to accidentally charm people. Because she's not afraid to take advantage of people when she does charm them. So he doesn't want to get into trouble with any of the party members, because the sectoral leader doesn't put up with that stuff if it messes with party performance. Oh, the finger decided to point upwards again. Look up! Just send you a picture of my SLdr character. A lynx foxcross. Fantastic. Sounds awesome. Here, we'll do this, except we're gonna... Stop targeting the shoulder joint, please, and thank you. Do I have to move the arm further up? Is that the problem I'm having right now? Yes. That is the problem I'm having right now. Fantastic. We do have a bunch of ads coming up here. You're not going to miss too much. I'm just trying to find a good character pose. The thing is, I'm probably going to be including most of a sectoral leader's body in this, because I want a view of the floor in the picture I'm taking. Oh my goodness, but he's so freaking tall. I'm just going to adjust the window size for the time being. Oh my goodness, feet messed up again. For Pete's sakes. Like, why? Whenever I click on a pink joint, it sometimes does this. It drives me nuts. No, I don't want the vertical aspect of this being modified. Thank you very much. We'll do this. Somebody. There we go. Somebody wants. Anyways, don't sing that too well. You'll get it. You'll get a copyright on YouTube. Remember, if you're too good at singing, you'll get copyright because big companies don't like talent. I don't think I'm gonna sing well enough to actually get a copyright on something, but I don't want to risk it. A lot of companies like YouTube run things through like a AI algorithm or whatever, or well, algorithm, AI, one or the other, maybe both. Maybe algorithm is now AI. Who the heck knows? Either way, they run it through it, and every once in a while you get those annoying, incorrect conclusions. Let's not risk that. Okay, this arm here, I think I can, for Pete's sakes, I don't want to adjust the wrist position. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Yes. Oh my goodness. Just the right angle to see, like, a little bit of, like, the muscle. The sectoral lead is actually pretty strong. Although I'd say most of it is probably in magic, but yes. Hold on, I gotta zoom out again. We're zoomed in too much. Okay, so I'll take a screenshot of this. Make sure it's not in the animations folder. And that'll be that picture. Yes. Maybe his eyes will look up more, and I'll have his eyes sort of closed, like he's thinking. Oh, you know what? Just have his eyes closed outright. He's thinking. Actually, I sort of like it with his eyes open. And I can't have him partially closed because he looks very unimpressed with the situation. He's just like, nah, I'll keep it like this. Okay, I'm just going to overwrite that. You can't hear the system sounds right now, otherwise it would be very amusing. I don't have desktop audio. I don't have desktop audio routed through OBS because I don't want every single thing on my desktop to be routed into OBS. What if Windows decides to be obnoxious and throw some unnecessary notification in? Okay, so we got this now. Now, we're going to load up another character here. I'm going to have to do height comparisons. I think I'm going to have to do height comparisons. Well, in order for me to do that I need to pull up my character sheets for. Preferably the table one that has all of the character heights on them. Just additions. Physical attributes. Sector leader Cody, who is 286 centimeters tall. He's way taller. He's like 86 centimeters taller than Krista. What would that be in comparison, anyways? Where would that put Krista? Like, would that make her like up to his shoulders or something like that? No idea. No idea. Wait, hold on. I have a Phoenix in one of the role plays. The 382 centimeters. Mm-hmm. Yes. That makes sense. Pretty big. Pretty big Phoenix. I think that's the largest character I have on here in their humanoid form. I have a few that have that can change into a dragon, and that might change their height a little bit. Yes. One of them in their dragon form is 1,401 centimeters. Which makes sense. Dragons are freaking tall. Ridiculous. Wait. It's over a kilometer tall, isn't it? No, wait. 2 meters. No, that's not over a kilometer tall. What the heck am I talking about? 100 centimeters is 1 meter. That is a little over 14 meters tall. That's nowhere near a kilometer. What the? Wow, Brian, good job. It's metric. Everything's factors of tens. No, I think it's the fact that centimeters is used so often and decimeters barely exists at all. I think that's the issue we have here. Oh, we got an attack with a cannon, and we hit some rock next to Omega. Some random rock. And Omega's attack gets deflected. RNG is done helping people. It's just like, nope, this happens to you. Nope, this happens to you. My goodness. Here I am comparing heights of characters now. I'm gonna have to do some freaking math for this. I'm gonna have to do some math. Because, what I'm gonna have to do here is I'm going to have to, for proper scaling, I'm gonna have to take the taller person and then the next tallest person and divide the somewhat shorter person with the taller person to get how much of a percentage smaller are they. And then I have to convert that to pixels. And then my brain has to go to a different galaxy because now we have to consider how far in the background they are. This is going to be a headache to figure out. Man, goodness. Okay, well, anyway. That's the first person. Now, the second person... The second person I'm thinking of is a character that none of you are going to really recognize all that much. The different sectoral leader. So, let me just go back to model selection. We're gonna pull up Miss Sleep. Don't mind the fact that there's a Dimenda there. Yes. I still haven't drawn the details to her uniform yet. Okay, she is not in thoughtful pose right now. It adopted the pose from the previous character. I have a height comparison site that shows the size difference. Yeah, the only problem I'm going to have here is how far in the background are they? After I'm done all the math, I'll have a rough idea. What is going on with their hair? Did one of the updates in this like break the hair? That's fine. Automod is like, name calling. Well, Automod, how about you read the whole sentence before you assume it's name calling? You only read like a tiny section of that. Oh my goodness. Calm down, Automod. You're way too aggressive. I might have to modify how her uniform looks post-drawn because that is not what her uniform ultimately looks like. This is Miss Leaf. She is another sectoral leader. I forgot. Her shoes are all custom too. Okay, so I think I want her pose like this. I want her facing this way. Hemlock, welcome on in. I hope you are having a lovely time zone so far. We are snapshotting some pictures, or some poses. There we go. We're snapshotting some poses so that we can put them into a picture. And then I'm going to struggle to try and draw a bed. Because I didn't draw it on paper. So now we get to just draw it digitally by hand. I don't think I have a good reference for for the bed I have in mind either. It's going to be like a nice comfy bed. Auntie, welcome on in. Well, if you just behave yourself. Oh my goodness, Auntie. Never tush. I mean, you can try to defy Automod with tush, but Automod actually doesn't mind the word tush. So far. Never ever tush. And there go the hugs. Welcome on in, everybody. Okay, so Miss Leaf, on the other hand, this is not the thinking pose I'm going to have her in. Oh my goodness, we have a raid coming in. We have a raid from Katori coming on in. How... Oh my goodness. I hope you had a fantastic time. It looks like Katori finished off with Quarantine Zone. I was hanging out there quite frequently, actually. Mostly in a lurk, but sometimes I would climb out of a lurk to say hello and all that. Katori's got one heck of a subathon going on. It's still going as far as I'm aware. Last I checked, 9 hours got added. Like, my goodness. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome on in, Katori. Welcome on in, Yadamu. It is lovely to see you, and welcome on in to everybody else as well. I hope you had a fun time. We are doing some drawing. We are chilling. I'm not multitasking with hugs and fighting while doing things. Oh my goodness, yes. That is down to 5 more hours, maybe. Gonna take a nap because it was just a bumble of words. Oh my goodness, yes, have some rest, Katori. I have seen some of the uptimes on your stream during that. Oh my goodness, I don't think I could. There was actually a point where I went to rest, leaving a lurk there, and then when I woke up in the morning, my lurk tab was still there. The stream was still going. Everybody, make sure you're following Katori if you haven't already. It's a pretty fun time over there. Katori plays actually quite a bit of variety and is a fantastic artist. So definitely make sure you drop the follow if you haven't. For those of you less familiar, I'm SLdr Cody. My VTuber here in particular, that's the sectoral leader right there. Although his hair might be a little more roughly in his actual form. We have a little bit of music playing in the background while we're doing the, well, YouTube's not going to know this. But we have a bit of music playing in the background. Just, you know, keep the vibes going. It's going to be a pretty chill time here. I typically do creative... I do creative stuff from time to time, such as drawing, but also creative games, like Hytale was one of the latest ones I've gotten into. I play my Mario games, I play my Kirby games. But also, I like my RPGs as well. Final Fantasy XIV being a regular thing on Wednesdays. I also like the heck out of weather. And sometimes I forget to say that for some reason. Oh my goodness. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. I hope you guys are looking forward to having a nice, chill, relaxing time. If you haven't had a hydrate in a while, or a snack, or, you know, a bit of self-care, feel free to go ahead and get some of that. Also, this is a great time to remind those of you who do have them, med check. Make sure you're not missing any of that. Don't want your body going out of whack. Our bodies, my goodness, they're punishing. They are very good at punishing us. Okay, so for Miss Leaf here, I'm gonna have her. She's gonna be looking behind her because I'm gonna have her placed sort of close to sectoral leader Cody. So this is sectoral leader Miss Leaf. Again, don't mind the hair. I think one of the Vroid Studio updates sort of messed up some of the hair a little. I'm gonna have to, like, fix that. I'm not really that good at drawing hair details anyway, so when it comes to putting these poses in and doing, like, the tracing and the beginning of the line work, I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull off very good hair detail. Although with Miss Leaf, that's sort of important, so... I don't know. That's going to be like a 2 hours. That's going to be a 5 hours later scenario. We'll see if we get that. We'll see what we can get done tonight. I'm going for another couple hours here. What? Just 3 hours? Yeah, it's a weekday and I have morning commitments, so I can't go as long during weekdays. I should do a creative stream on Friday, but we have Legend of Zelda on Friday now, don't we? Also, Friday's usually FaceTuber Friday. Okay, so Miss Leaf's going to be doing, like, a glance behind her. So I want her arms sort of in a bit of a different posture. By the way, Miss Leaf's hair is very long. Also, she's not going to be doing the pointing gesture, and her hand's going to be angled like that. I'm going to set it to natural, but we're going to decrease it a little to make the hand a little more like this. By the way, this music. I love what they did to Boo Lake when they brought it to Mario Kart 8. They did such a good job with it. It's genuinely spooky. Oops. That is not what we want. Okay. The arm sort of changed to the pose I'm looking for. In that hand. And for this hand... I'm going to have the hand over chest pose, but we need to tell this arm to move away from the body. Thank you. You know, just a little hint of, I'm interested in you sort of thing. Because in the main timeline, sector leader Mistleaf is the sector leader's partner. But they keep it pretty subtle, actually. In public eyes, you wouldn't be able to tell. They work together, yes. That's fairly obvious. But you wouldn't be able to tell otherwise. And... sort of like that. Gourmet race. Yes. Okay, I'm going to need to move the elbow again because I have a feeling the elbow is going to try to play tricks on me while I'm trying to move Miss Leaf's hand closer to her chest. Well, it still succeeded on its tricks. Yes! You know what? Yes, I want to see a bit more of her face, too. Bit more of her face. And then we gotta zoom out so that the whole body is visible, too. Because we are trying to include the whole body. We want our, we want the scene that are drawn to be a little more, zoomed out. Now, when I get right into the drawing, there is a possibility I might go quiet, and that's just a intense focus moment. That's what that is. Yeah, I was just talking about water earlier, and I didn't decide to give myself a hydration, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Fantastic. All right. Also, this is pretty close to the pose I had in mind. Except her eyes are not looking far enough behind her. Can I pull that off, though? Yes, with a little bit more angling of the face. Yes. Also, the hand is curled too much, so we're just going to lighten that up. Don't want to move the arm too much because I really feel like it wants to, like, clip right into her again. Sort of like that. That's going to be very awkward to, oh my goodness. So I draw in a few different styles. Sometimes I draw on paper, and then I photocopy it to the computer, and I draw off of that. Sometimes I just outright draw on the digital drawing canvas. Good luck succeeding on that one. That's a difficult one. I don't have an art tablet or a touch screen, so mouse and keyboard. That's how we're doing this. Hey, it's Udon. Welcome on in, Udon, everybody. Make sure you're giving Udon a follow. Pretty fun times on Sunday nights. Well, for me, it's Sunday night. For a lot of you, it might already be early Monday morning. Make sure you're following Udon. Udon's got some pretty amazing interactions happening over there. Not to mention, Udon's responsible for Nukes, which has been quite a bit of fun to play over here. Welcome on in, Udon. Okay, I think this is enough to make it look like she's looking behind her and not at us. It's sort of a very fine line, though. It looks like she's on the verge of looking right at us. You get a little bit of misleaf lore this time. You know, drawing streams are actually the best opportunity for a little bit of lore of some of my other characters. Obviously, they're not going to be doing no streaming anytime soon. It'd be way too confusing if I had a lot of characters. We'll stick to sectoral leader. We'll stick to the FaceTuber me, and we'll stick to the occasional Krista streams. With a very look at her. Oh, not suspicious at all. Misleaf's actually a pretty kind individual, and much less sus than Krista. I need to make sure I get her hair right too. I might have to actually adjust where her hair parameter is. Her hair goes just past her hips. She's got some very long hair. Amongst all my characters, I think she has some of the longest hair. So I want to make sure I get that. I'll probably be adding some post details to her dress, which will take a decade. So no, this drawing's not going to be getting finished tonight. But oh my goodness. Okay. I think we got a Misleaf pose. I actually have not saved a pose of Misleaf yet, so I have to actually Misleaf 01, and we'll put that here. Now, I got a few characters I want to put in the background. What characters should I be putting in? I think Krista will be one of them. If there is a Dimenda, she's probably going to be, like, in one of the darkest corners of the room or something like that. I don't know. I might make it very subtle that there's a Dimenda there. Maybe an open closet and we'll see a bit of her. Okay, I think Krista will be the next one. And she'll be sitting on the bed. So we're going to have to do a very different pose this time around. Oh, by the way, Misleaf is 284 centimeters. So she's got to be pretty close to the sectoral leader's height, but just a couple centimeters shorter. She's also pretty darn tall. As is her species, actually. But sectoral leader Cody and sectoral leader Misleaf, both of their species are pretty tall overall. Krista's species doesn't really have a set average yet because her species is sort of new. She herself is actually a hybrid species between her mother and her father, so there's not enough information yet to put like a for sure average on that species, although I think I do technically have one on the character sheet. Or sorry, on the species sheet. I put a lot of details into the characters when I create them. I have a little script that asks a whole bunch of parameters, and there's actually 3 different levels of detail depending on whether I want to make them a main character, a secondary character, or a background character. Good old Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door. There you go, YouTube. Now you know what's playing in the background. Sort of. Which one? There's over 200 different soundtracks in that game. Well, on the Switch version at least. Oh, Poshley Heights. Really put the jazz into that. All right. Kirista. That means we gotta load up a Kirista. Load up a wild Kirista. I didn't make any actual changes to the model, so we're just gonna go back here. We're gonna load in Kirista. You know what? I think I'm gonna load in Outfit 2 Kirista. You know what? No, Outfit 1 is freaking adorable. Okay. I'm gonna go here. Chris is going to adopt the oh my it looks hilarious when Krista adopts that pose. She's taking a deep breath. Something's going on behind her that she's like, I want to do something about that. All right, Krista. Easy now. Oh,
Break.
here we go. It's this. Don't break your neck, Krista. Okay, so we did say that Krista was going to be in a sit pose, so we're going to be doing... Okay, that was a little less difficult than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to eat my words now when, Why? 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 Why do feet move so annoyingly? I wonder to have her, like, heels up. Yes! Like that. Sort of like that, yes. Like her heels are on something. Now, is she still sitting? No. Also, I really don't like the dress's physics right now. They're not resting properly on her lap, and it's sort of bothering me. Let me see if I can get a wind to encourage... No. No, it doesn't... Oh, wait. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work very well at all. That actually causes clip-in problems. That's annoying. Why is this dress so stiff? Okay, reset. The wind is not helping. Too much starch. Yeah, apparently. Krista put too much starch into the, Okay. Wrist direction. Note, I am intentionally trying to keep the camera angle appropriate. We don't need Twitch getting mad here. Oh. Why is Krista's arm out like this? Okay, so I want her wrist sort of like, yes. And then when we go above here, I want them like resting on her lap. And the height is incorrect again. Great, thanks. Wow, it's DDD's team. Which game is this from? I don't know, insert 15 different Kirby games it could be from. It's from Kirby Squeak Squad. Except, back then they used the same music for Meta Knight and DDD, which makes no sense, but you had to save on resources. Oh my... Okay, well now it looks like she's about to play the piano. This dress parameter is really getting in my way. Maybe we should have a different Krista outfit loaded in. I think this might be a problem. Thankfully, when we load a new model in, sent 2 pics. I'll have to check them out afterwards. Okay, we're gonna go back to model selection. And we're going to load Krista in this outfit here. Still pretty cute in its own self. Let's hope that we don't have the same problem. Who likes short shorts? Krista likes short shorts. This is technically a mini skirt, though. Okay, we have a bit of a clip-in issue. Apparently, Krista's arse is too big for in this. Never thought I'd say that, considering all of Krista is tilted a little, and that is bothering me. We're gonna shift her feet over so that she is not tilted. Why does her chest look bigger in this uniform? You know what? That's why she chose this uniform. That's the reason. Intentional. Very much a Krista thing. Krista things. There you go. No, I want the arms sort of even like this, so that Krista can just... I want to do the hands on lap thing. This uniform just... Well, this uniform's easier to work with. That other uniform was fighting me the whole time. It was using fighting words. It was saying, "You will never." And now it looks like Krista's about to play piano again. All good when you have the time, no rush. All good when you tush time, no rush. Okay, sectoral captain. All right. Do that. I mean, when I draw this, obviously I'm not going to include the little, like, the clip-in stuff. That's going to be corrected. You shall not pose. Exactly. You don't. That is what this software is doing right now with me. Also, this hand is curled in too much, so we're gonna... That's the wrong hand. I could change this to natural, and then... Almost. Hold on. Point the fingers out. Change the angle a little. Point the fingers out again. No. I don't want the thumb clipping in. I want the thumb being right there. Angle again for the 80th time. Now her other hand is in the way. Dang it. I'm getting close. Imagine her sort of like sitting on the edge of the bed. On her heels. Hey, it's not causing weird things to happen anymore when I adjust her feet. Hey, that is very nice. Finally convinced the legs here to not react so much. Oh, you know what? It's because I didn't adjust this. That's when we get the problem. Yeah, but see, now when I draw, we're not going to see her thumb. Okay, now we'll see a little bit of her thumb. Oh, shoot. I probably should have adjusted her body before I did that. Now I have to adjust her wrist again. Oh. Do I have an even better pose than before? On one hand. Nope. I thought I had an even better pose than before, and then realized that the other hand was clipped into Krista a bit, and that was the problem. I could have her angled a little like this. Now, her tail, I'm going to have to do the fluffing up myself. Well, we're not going to be copying and pasting this just like that. This is going to be like our trace reference, because I'm not very good at particularly doing like specific poses and such. Yes. We're going to have her looking down a little. And we're going to have her eyes. Wait, where is she going to be in perspective to them? Okay, so her eyes are sort of going to be looking there. Because I imagine that Miss Leaf is sort of going to be like somewhere around here, and the sectoral leader is going to be over here. I'm going to have to make them far enough apart so that you can see some of Krista in the background. I want to be able to have at least her face visible when we put this together. I think drawing the bed is going to be the worst part of this, because I don't have a bed reference. Okay, we've done I've done plenty of Krista posing before, so we're already at like the 21st pose that I have of Krista. I'll save that as pose 21. Dimenda. This is going to be an interesting one. The pose, I have a rough idea of what to do with Dimenda here, so we're going to back out here. We're going to go back to model selection, and we're going to pull up Dimenda. Why does Dimenda look so much shorter? Hold on, what's going on here? What's Dimenda's height? No, that's about right. That's that's actually slightly inaccurate. It's 1 centimeter off, 0.7 centimeters off. She has 200 centimeters. Oh, wait a minute. No, that is accurate. She actually is 1 centimeter less. I didn't realize I put that on the sheet. Okay. I thought being a counterpart there, she was the exact same size, but apparently not. Dang. Look at that tail flowing as things adjust there. Okay, so Dimenda's also going to be stand-in. And apparently her foot is going to behave in all sorts of weird ways, so we're just going to tell Dimenda's foot to behave itself. Now with Dimenda, I think we're gonna have her like looking out of a closet. She's gonna be like sort of in a closet, because that's just Dimenda things right there. It looks like she's sort of going meow right now. Hold on. So hand on hip. Yep, we do hand on hip. This isn't going to be her actual pose. This is just her going meow. We bring her closer. Okay. Oh, don't try angling the hand like that. Oh, okay, that's really messed up right now. And when she's doing this, she's looking right at you. Yes. And then she goes, meow. Meow. Oh, yes. And while she's doing that also. Hold on. I gotta do this separately, so let me go down to... Yes. Even the eyebrows like that really helps. Meow. Ah! Where'd that come from? That was a decent-sized meteor. I think that was the... Oh, wait, it's because the hitbox was incorrect. There we go. Now it's correct. Meow. Okay, let's actually get the pose we're gonna be using. It's sort of close to this, except her arm's gonna be out when she's... Her hand's still gonna be on her hip, but her arm's actually going to be out. Which means we might have a bit of a fight in with how this behaves here. Yeah, the arm going backwards, we're gonna have that problem. Can we arm forward? Thank you.
Did it work? Yes, it did. Sometimes the voice changer does not activate the button. I try to do it through a hotkey because I can't do an API. Thank you for making me tiny, Thangy. Being tiny around Dimenda is not a very good status. It can cause quite a bit of problems. Dimenda will take advantage of somebody if they're tiny. Very much danger to be near. Sort of like that. Yes, we're getting close to a pose that I want. I want her hand out a little more. Yeah, so we'll put it there. Fantastic. Fantastic. She'll be in a bit of a pose here, a bit of a posture because she's in the closet, right? She'll be in a closet. And we'll have her tilted a little. Draws all of them in there, only to have most of them hidden in the closet. I've done that with some drawings in the past where I've put some extra stuff where people can't see it. It's there. Like,
Characters... Sometimes I do characters with, I do their base layer, and then I do, like, underclothes, and then I do main clothes. So sometimes when there's a character that is dressed up and all of that, well, they might have markings on their skin. They might have some sort of like secret. It's a secret trademark. In fact, I think her posture here, that'll be a bit of a secret. She'll sort of, like, this will be her hand on the other side of the closet door. There we go. Except, why are her legs doing this? No. That's definitely a pose that Diamanda could do with her legs, but this is not the scene to do that. Why are the legs behaving in such a dumb ways? There we go. Oh, right. I do have to have her legs sort of sticking out like this. It's doing it again. Hold on. I think her arm needs to be adjusted just a little. It's every time I touch certain joints, this nonsense happens again. Now it looks like she's leaning too. Nope, she isn't leaning too far out. Her elbow, on the other hand, is trying to make its own decisions again. We're gonna have her sort of looking towards the person looking at the picture. She knows you're there. She's plotting. She's plotting right now. She's plotting to get angry at this foot control because the foot keeps slipping back.
I wonder what this button does.
Was that? I'm a silhouette now.
I wonder who that is.
It's a mystery. The mysterious silhouette. Also, I'm back to normal. Yeah, the tiny redeem actually lasts a random amount of time. I don't remember the parameters I gave it, but was it 1 to something minutes? I don't know. Or was the minimum 30 seconds? I don't remember what the minimum is anymore. Okay. Apparently I've posed Amanda 14 times previously. And one of the poses are hilarious. It looks like Diamanda in a raise animation. Arise, Diamanda. Those are the poses I find funny. Yes, there is some spicy ones too. Thanks, Jay, for the red button. I do like the infamous red button. Wait, how many? Hold on. I need to check here. I need to check the site statistics. I'm curious because I think we had the red button a lot last time. What do the stats say? The stats say that I'm on the incorrect page. This is not where red buttons pushed is. Stream stats. Red buttons pushed 3 times. 3 red buttons. Also, I see that there was a Krista hug, too. And I know where the bonk was used. It was used on the just chatting scene. If my keyboard would stop trying to fall off my lap, that wouldn't That would be great. Oh my goodness. Yep. You know, I feel like gravity just kicks in when people don't want it to. Like it's playing a prank on us. Like my headphones just randomly fallen from my desk. Apparently they were just too close to the edge of my desk. And after several hours, gravity finally decided, well, I'm going to bring these down to the floor. They were there for how many hours, and then they just decided to fall. When you place something so perfectly on the edge that the effects of gravity start increasing from a extremely tiny value. I keep having to grab it frantically and it mucks up the keys. Or I'm pausing stream or we end up sending nonsense in the chat one of these days. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be interesting. It'd just be a cat message. It'd be a message that the cats type. Sometimes cats do type into chat. I think we actually had that happen once in the past. Meow. Not a Dimenda cat. That is a very dangerous cat to have. Imagine having a cat, but it's not. They're not a cat. They're Dimenda. Very dangerous. Oh my goodness. Can't even call her a pet because Dimenda would make you her pet. There is no such thing as making Dimenda your pet. She makes you her pet. Eric keeps trying to do that too. She wants on top of me to put her on the keyboard. Yes. The language of the cats. Okay, I'm going to save this pose. And we're going to incorporate these poses. Try to into one picture. Oh, did I already save this? Yes, I already saved this. Except I think I made an adjustment to the I made an adjustment to the foot. My grammar leaves something to be desired. All right, we are back here. I've also got to poorly draw a bed. So I'm going to open up those as layers. They're probably going to get imported way too large. Oh. It's not the folder I want to be in. There we go. Okay, we do this. So it'll be Krista 21. Krista 99. Unleash 99 Kristas. Whoever pairs the most couples wins. Tetris 99. Was this the newest one? Wait, did I post a sectoral leader? Yes, I did. Wait! Krista, Dimenda, sectoral leader. Cody. Where's sectoral leader Misleaf? Oh, it just says Misleaf. That's why. That threw me off a little. Okay, and then we import all of them at the same time. Yes, here we go. Oh my goodness. Everyone is here. Not everyone. But these are the characters that I am able to pose. There was another character I wanted to include, but 5 characters? I don't know. I don't even think we're going to get this picture 20% done by the end of the night. Oh, my tabs are juggling. Oh, hold on. I've also got a tab of myself that needs to be changed. Hey, Twitch, why do they do this? Sometimes suggested collabs appears, and there's channels that I don't even follow, and I'm not even sub to, and I've never interacted with. yes, I would like to start a collab with a channel I have never interacted with. What a great suggestion. I can't even view my follow list properly because Twitch... Oh, wait. It's at the top. Twitch just scrolled me partway down so I couldn't see my followers. Random? You can't select random amongst your followers. That would be too, Here. There. I'm back up to 2 lurk tabs. Also, looks like we got some ads coming up pretty soon here, so just as a heads up, I'm going to start placing these characters approximately where they should be. And then we can start drawing from there. Also, we're going to have to shrink them down a little because they're a little too tall for this canvas. This is gonna suck. Oh no, it's Bonetail. This is the Bonetail music. By the way, I may have made Bonetail look easy that first time, but that was all badge points. If I do a Bonetail, if I stream another Bonetail fight, it's probably going to be casual. Which, by the way, casual is more difficult. Oh, by the way, ads are here. Lovely. Thank you, ads. Wish these ads would be gone. Okay, Mistleaf, I gotta do scale as well. 7 hours. Oh my goodness. Now, I can't say I haven't gone over 7 hours unintentionally before because Final Fantasy XIV has done that to me before. But yeah, that's pretty long. Under special circumstances, I typically, I can go up to 8 hours. I actually owe you guys an 8-hour stream for getting me to the 400 follower mark, so we'll have to do that at some point. A special 8-hour stream where we do something. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on like a Friday. Easier to do longer streams on Fridays. TCG, just chilling and vibing. That sounds like a fantastic time. I mean, I was there for part of the time. Okay, so Mistleaf, we're also going to bring Mistleaf down to 1,000. Now, moment of truth. She's too short. We're going to scale her down a little less. 1,050. There we go. Just a little shorter. That's what I want. These two are supposed to be on the same depth here. So that's good. Mistleaf is going to be on this side, and the sectoral leader is going to be I don't know, here. Side by side. Oh my goodness, them side by side looks pretty cool. Okay. Anyway. Krista in the background. Now, she's going to be further back. But also, feel like chat lost an hour with the mods installed to Schedule 1. Mods are a nightmare of a maze. Sims 4 is a great example of that. Because, let's face it, Sims 4 sucks without mods. And we're not paying hundreds of dollars to get enough content to make the game actually worth playing. Suck it, EA. Okay, Dimenda's going to be the furthest in the background. Refuse to mod Sims 4 because it breaks enough as is. Oh, that's because every single time EA updates it, I feel like they intentionally break the mods. They like doing that. It's their favorite thing to do. Chris is going to be further up. We're going to hide Demenda for now. So, Krista, scale layer. We're going to scale Krista down to... Oh, also, I need to fix the size of this program again. And then I need to close it so it's not running in the background, because that uses extra resources on top of the software that I currently have. There we go. We'll close that. Next, I love Sims 4, but after EA being sold, and uninstalled that and the launcher. Base game Sims 4 without everything really sucked. But I mean, I played Sims 3 before, and Sims 3 was a lot more feature rich. But it sucks because I love Dragon Age and Mass Effect. I sort of stopped playing. I stopped playing a lot of that EA stuff when they started shoving that launcher down people's throats, because that launcher was crap. Origin sucked too, a lot. But then EA shoved their own launcher, and it's like, no, I don't want this garbage on my computer. Plus, EA's launchers suck. And some of their software also had kernel-level anti-cheat, but honestly, as soon as I see kernel-level anti-cheat, that game is no longer being used. Because kernel-level anti-cheat likes to mess around with your USB connections. Also, it installs at the kernel level, so yeah, it can really mess around with my fundamentals. Oh, my second alert tab changed again. My goodness. Hey, but you know what? A community I regularly hang out in is now live, and I can't click on their channel. Oh my goodness, Twitch. You're such a beautiful platform, and it is a miracle that I can interact with this platform. I'm just going to refresh, and then maybe I will actually, okay, cool. There we go. Okay, I think those two alert tabs should chill for a while. Yes. They should be around for a while. Okie dokie. Back to the drawing. Okay, so we were just scaling Krista. We got to keep in mind, Krista is further in the background, so we've got to make her even smaller. She's going to be, like, sitting on the bed. She's the only one who's going to be directly interacting with the bed that's supposed to be in the background. The theoretical bed. The one that I have not drawn yet. I should probably draw the bed first, because the bed is... No, Demenda's going to be even further in the background. However, Demenda and the bed will not be interacting. Which sounds a little ironic, because Demenda does... beds. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that. How about 800? That's 800. I think I may have just guessed the proportion I'm looking for. Aww. It doesn't look... She's not looking up enough. Why is she not looking up enough? Wait. Wait. She's looking. Wait. Where is she looking? Oh, hold on. I can't move everything at the same time, can I? Wait. Yes, I can. What's she looking at? RNG, why did you select an event on soundtrack? No thanks. Where's she looking? She's looking at Miss Leaf's arse. Of course she is. And there's a reason why, and you know what? That is very much something that Krista would do, because Miss Leaf actually has, out of all my characters, a pretty charming arse. Anyways. Well, that's not her plotting to bring pairs together or anything like that, but, okay. And I think I'll put the closet sort of, like, over here. The Dementor's gonna be the furthest in the background, so I gotta go layer, gotta go over here, and 750? Nope. 650? Okay. The background's gonna be a little complicated. Because... Wait a minute, Diamonda's gonna be behind the background. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be quite something. So I'm gonna draw Demenda first in this. I've tried offering my services, but no, someone never messages me. Oh my goodness. I've actually had a few people say that they slide into my DMs on certain things, like I think one was like computer related or something like that, but it didn't end up happening. And I'm too socially awkward to be the person to reach out. I'm probably not going to reach out to somebody personally. It rarely happens. There's very few exceptions, because there's a few people in the community I know particularly well who I might reach out to from time to time. But it's very rare. So I gotta draw Demenda first. Lucky Dimenda. Now, I'm going to keep the outlines all the same. Also, I'm going to be drawing with the clothing. We're not doing the base layer stuff. And besides, doing base layer stuff can be risky on Twitch, because Twitch it doesn't like the naked. So we're just going to draw as is. And there's multiple characters, so honestly, this drawing's already going to take long enough as is. Okay, so we're just going to start like this. I'm way too anxious to reach out to anyone. Oh, sliding into DMs will never come from me. No, it's a super rare thing for me. Folks have to reach out first. And obviously, it can't be like a random reach out if you haven't reached out to me before and all that stuff. Although if it is, chances are I'll be able to figure out if it's actually you or if it's some scammer, because scammers, when they steal accounts, well, scammers absolutely suck at emulating other people's personalities. They always start talking about, like, crypto crap. It all runs down to the same thing with those when they steal accounts. Yeah, crypto stuff. It's like, ugh. I think I'm interested in your customized site that pretends that I'm earning stuff that I'm not. Yeah, no. Wait. Is Diamonda's hair actually wrapping around her arm? I think it's actually clipping through her arm, but it looks like it's wrapping around her arm. You know what? I'm going with this. I think that's neat. These lines almost feel too bold, but Dimenda's furthest in the background, and I do like to do my outer outlines with the size of... Most of the time with the size of a 5, but Dimenda has one thin hair sticking out here. Well, this is going to be obnoxious. No. I don't want the... Do not cross the lines. Don't cross the beams. Don't cross the lines. Well, that sort of sucked. Okay, back to 5. We gotta make sure we get her tail, too. Now, these outlines are not absolute. When it comes to Dimenda's tail, I do want to make Dimenda's tail look fluffy, because towards the end, Dimenda's tail is a bit different than Krista's. First of all, it's got a rich texture all over it, but it particularly gets, like, fluffy and stuff towards the end of the tail. So you could say that Dimenda is an echo fighter, instead of... Instead of the most powerful part of a sword being at the end of a sword, it's at the... Oh, wait, no, wait. Instead of the most powerful part of a sword being near the base of a sword, it's at the edge. Demenda would... You know, if Demenda in Smash probably would be like an Echo character. She's Chris's counterpart. However, I would, I think different animations would be appropriate for Demenda. Her grapple moves would be a lot more, interesting, I guess, than, Krista's, I guess. Chris is all about the hugging. You know that her grapple moves will involve, like, big hugs. I think a bear killed 2 of the 3 little, Temple piglets, and they're around a house in Hightail. There's only one spot. There's only one in the spot, and they're always. I have seen the bears try to take swipes at the pigs, but I find that the pigs have to get, like, right next to them. Or maybe the bear I was looking at had its AI sort of broken, so it didn't know how to chase anything. Because it was not chasing me. That bear was sort of broken. I went right by the bear and it didn't care. And after the pigs left, the bear didn't even pursue it. The bears just left the pig and just, like, was standing there. So I think the pigs broke the bear's AI. Pigs are actually pretty smart creatures, so you know what? That I think that should be canon right there. The pig's so smart, the pig knew how to break the bear's AI. This sort of is a meow pose. Like Dimenda's hands here. Obviously, the inner lines are going to be the crucial details here. Oh, if I allow them, if I don't go too far in multiple places. Okay. This is going to be a problem. Yeah, this line's too bold. Size 2 it is. Why? There we go. What dumb key did I just press? I'm suspecting it was Control X, which is cut. A cut of Dimenda. Yeah, keeping a 5 on the pencil size is actually really cumbersome. The line work begins, and we've only got roughly an hour left, with the possibility of going a little longer. You never know. It's gonna suck, though. We're not gonna be able to see this picture, like, really manifest and become something. Winged Fortress? Does anybody remember Winged Fortress in Sonic the Hedgehog 2? I remember really not liking a certain platforming part in Winged Fortress. You had to platform as fast as you could because the platforms were disappearing right behind you. They're actually disappearing behind you faster than you can advance, so you have to actually get a little bit of a head start on the cycle. Honestly, that was the most annoying part about Winged Fortress. The nightmare of a stage that comes after that came afterwards. 2 boss fights, 0 rings. Basically, you can be one shot during both of those, and there's no checkpoint. Yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 got pretty it took you seriously at a point, that's for sure. And even size 2 is too much for these. Oh, this is also cutscene. Skip that. Okay. And then other times I'll just skip a soundtrack randomly. It's probably because RNG has played it 50 times. And this playlist has 2,283 items. So it needs to stop repetitively selecting certain ones. Okay, this one I'm going to run down the middle of the line. I'm going to need to use a size 1.5 for the inner lines. Because Dimenda's so far in the background. The inner lines is where all the details come in. So we got the separation of the ears and the tail. We've got the outer ear separated from the inner ear. Ear fluff. I'm gonna try to make a bit of a transition between these two. If we can get past the line, the lines stage. Oh, Hightail suddenly didn't like it when I have a game installed on the second drive, which has more room instead of the main one, which has little to no room. Didn't have an issue till now. Oh no. Hightail's throwing a fit. How dare you be resourceful? Here we go. See, here's the part where I'm getting focused. You can hear me getting quieter. Starting to get focused. We're starting to get into details. Yes, the second drive is an HDD, and the game wants the SSD. Typically, it's better to install something on the SSD. The only problem is SSD storage is a little less available. I mean, it has improved. It has improved. Apparently, getting a 10 terabyte HDD drive is still a pain in the arse, though. Don't understand why. Plenty of 7 terabytes available, but 7 is such an odd number and such a weird number to work with. I'd much rather work with a 10. Amanda's chin. And face. And face. We'll just... Oh, how am I going to include the eyebrows in this? Even these lines are too bold for that. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to include the eyebrows. I guess they'll just be behind her hair. Main drive has 16.4 gigabytes of 110. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty... That's not very much available storage. I think my laptop had like 255 gigabytes of SSD storage. Which also isn't really that much when you think about the size of games nowadays. My second drive has... Yeah, your second drive is pretty much at 50% right there. So it would have the space. I think this SSD has 2 terabytes. I wanted to make sure I had a generous amount of space. Oh, here, if I go into this PC... No, it has 1 terabyte. I have somehow been able to shove a bunch of games onto it. You know what? It's probably because I don't play games that have way too much... that take way too much space. Because, except for Final Fantasy XIV, that's an exception. Final Fantasy XIV definitely takes up the most space out of all the games I have installed. It has 5 expansions after all. I wonder which tush better. Comparing tushes, are we? Just say my Baldur's Gate 3 game has a lot of mods. Oh my goodness. We're going to use a 1 for the eyes. Also, we got a little bit of eyebrow here. Ah, yes. How about 1 pixel of purple? Can I include both pixels, please? Thank you. We got a little bit of eyebrow here, too. Well, can't include it if I do that. Ah, yes, there we go. 1 pixel of eyebrow. Fantastic. Looks like it attaches to the tip of the hair. we'll have a little bit of a color difference. Dimenda's got a little bit of a nose, so we're gonna trace that in too. The irony. The irony. Oh, a lot of these details are not going to be available. This looks... Something is wrong with this. Oh my goodness. It is 2 pixels wide, which means I can't put a line in the middle of the lips. How annoying. Oh my goodness. We can't even put the tiny little smile that she has. She is so far in the background that there are certain details I cannot add to her. Also, we're going to put this little lipstick mark in here because that detail's pretty important. The duck lips, oh my goodness. If we could trace some of the lines of her hair, I think we could capture some pretty important details there too. Also, separate... Oh, hold on. We need a 1.5 for this. Separate the tail and the hair. Sort of similar colors, but I can see the texture differences. We're going to make sure that we do that. Also, it's only her face that I want to do a size 1 brush on. Include in the other eye. Let's make sure we don't forget that. I'm going to need additional lines to separate her irises from her can't pronounce the other part. We're just going to fill this in pixel by pixel. There we go. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. She is so zoomed out that it is actually like a struggle to capture the essential details. We're getting zoomed right in. We're zooming right into Dimenda, which is a very unsafe thing to do. If you're within arm's reach, actually, if you're within tail's reach. Oh, by the way, that's a pretty big difference between Krista and Dimenda. Krista has the much longer tail. Because ever since her counterpart split from her, Krista has actually gained particular powers and favors that have increased her tail's length. Yes, she's not. I guess she's not any sort of like a yokai or anything like that, though, because she doesn't gain like a second tail. Or actually, she has the ability to adjust the number of tails she has. So, okay, maybe she has a trait or two from over there. A trait or dos. Hold on. Ping. Be gone. Okay. I'm just going to minimize Discord. There we go. We're going back to 1.5. Version 1.5. Oh yeah, you could do what the sectoral Captain Jin suggests, but, you know, only if you want to. I do find the Twitch notifications are obnoxiously unreliable, but sometimes Twitch does let you know when I go live. Sometimes. Okay, so that's the hair. Also, Amanda's arm. That's supposed to be an incomplete line, but her clothing line is here too. So, that's okay. One little strip of armpit. Anyways. There we go. Uh-oh. We got a delayed jump scare. It's sitting in the queue. It's waiting. It is waiting for when I don't expect it. Which will probably not be very long. It doesn't take long for me to completely forget that a delayed jump scare was deployed. Ah! This might be a bit of a pain here. Okay, so... Oh my goodness, this is definitely going to be very annoying. Huh. Why not use the one brush? You know what? I might actually just use the one brush. Let's go back. Let's go down to one. This is actually very difficult otherwise. That's one of the fingers. That's two of the fingers. And the third and fourth fingers are, like, way too close. They sort of, like, go off into, like, behind. Third finger's sort of visible, and the fourth one's, like, somewhere over here. For the outer part, I'm going to go back to a 1.5. I've put some very faint plans for season 5 of the stream. Because we do a season thing here. I do seasonal streaming. So while we're on season, which goes from September all the way until the end of April, I stream 4 times a week. In this case, we've established a stable Wednesday. Wednesday. Thank you, Daisy. Thanks. There's a delayed jump scare. It was Daisy. Thank you, Daisy. I think that was right in the middle range. It's anywhere from 5 seconds to 5 minutes, and I think that was like 2.5 minutes. Something like that. But I've already begun to put some very faint plans down for season 5. So while I'm on season, I stream 4 times a week, or I try to stream 4 times a week, most of the time. I try to keep it as consistent as I can. We did have, near the beginning of the season, there was actually a period of time where I was streaming at noon instead. But I've decided to stick to 6 because it's just the most common one, and I had obligations in the morning/afternoon, so it just works best with me. When we're off season, so after April, like May, June, July, August, I only stream 1 day a week. I actually used to just take the whole summer off, but we've actually had a lot of people who like to like come in here and chill over the past like year in a bit. There's been some significant growth in the community. Plus, I liked streaming, so even though the temperatures get a little ridiculous and our thunderstorm count goes up during the summer, those are the two big reasons why I don't stream as much during the summer. Once a week. I'll probably keep it to Saturday. Last season was also weird in that way because I think I ended up having it every Thursday, which, why Thursday of all days? I don't know. I think. Oh. I know why. Thursday was a day off for me. That's why. Back when I had better hours, earned income, you know? So, yeah. Weather-related reasons, pretty much, are the reason why I don't stream as much during the summer. Yes, the dress boundary is also a good area to draw a 1.5 line as well. So we're going to do that. You can't really see Dimende's arse as much in this particular pose. You don't want to see Dimende's arse anyways. You're in danger if actually, yeah, not necessarily. If you're far away, you're safe. Very far away. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna do the ones again. Where's Dimende's thumb in this? Is it? Where the heck is Dimende's? Oh my goodness, it is going towards the camera. Great. Great. Even though I am tracing this will still be a big pain in the arse. I've not drawn a thumb going towards the screen before. This is gonna suck. You know that infamous cutscene in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 where I mentioned the cutscene is so long that I'd need to do a double ad. I'd need to do a double ad break. Well, this is the. Oh, hold on. How many fights are there in this cutscene? At the beginning you have 1, 2. Technically, you have 3 fights, but one is a fight that gets aborted. Three fights, super long cutscene. The fight with this music in it. Another boss fight. There's so many battles in a row and a very long cutscene. It's something that Final Fantasy 14 would be like, you might want to set aside some sufficient time. Like they give you Final Fantasy 14 gives you a bit of a warning on how long things are. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 doesn't. But because I know that game pretty well, I have a pretty good idea of when I should probably run a double ad break because this is a long cutscene. And ads interrupting it will be very infuriating. This is the hair right here. I didn't find this particular fight all too annoying. Thank goodness. On my first playthrough. Ah, yes, and then we got this music. Ah, yeah, here we go. That hair's too thin. I'm not going to bother with that tiny, thin little hair. I think that'll cause more troubles than it's worth. Oh my goodness. Okay. Back to size 1. Here we go again. Ah, I'm going to be doing a lot more size 1 lines here. This is actually going to make things a little more trickier because usually when I do the fill option, I have diagonal neighbors enabled. And I won't be able to do it in a lot of these cases here. Okay, and then the edges of the... Oh, hold on. Let's do it here, too. In fact, we got multiple lines we got to put in because we got a clothing boundary. Look at that. Wow, that's really going to suck when it comes to guessing what's supposed to go there. We got a clothing boundary here, too. Okay. And then we're back to 1.5. I think. Oh, good. Very good. Hey, thank you for the thunder, Hemlock. There it goes. Oh! Oh, for frick's sakes. Am I seriously drawing this? I was supposed to create a separate layer for this. So, let's see if I have enough undo slots to reverse the lines. There is a way. There is a way I can fix this without having to redo everything. I'm going to copy this layer. And then I'm going to redo everything. Okay, I think that redoes everything. I'm going to go paste. Okay. We're going to place this back here. I'm going to rename this diamond to pose. Okay. The only catch to this, that's a bit of a problem. What I could do... No anti-aliasing, no transparent area. Oh, wait. Yes, transparent areas. Make sure we're applying it to this layer. We're going to increase the threshold a little. To the point where the lines do not get included in this. Oh, also hide this. Also, we are going to enable diagonal layers. Damage control. Because my brang doesn't brang, apparently. That was a pretty obnoxious, It was a pretty obnoxious thing to do. I've made this so much more of a pain in the arse for myself now. I don't want the lines to be included here, so we're just gonna... Alternatively, I could have also just selected just the lines and then inverted the selection. That could have also done the trick. Oh, yeah, that might not work. Oop. Well, it's damage control. Also, why did random red pixels not get selected? How about no? How about you don't select that? Thank you. Add to selection, add to selection, add to selection. Uh, there we go. And this too. Ooh, can I include the... Oh. No, I can't. Okay, this part might suck a little. Exclude lines. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. I see that there. I can hear our two dogs goofing around upstairs right now. So silly. Fixing mistakes. Lineman. Oh my goodness, we're coming up with new characters already. Okay, I'm the line. Did not separate layers. Failure. Okay. Alright, now we can continue with this, knowing that it's on the correct layer. Also, I'm going to save this because we don't want to run into that problem. Yes, I would like to save my picture under documents. What a great idea. Valentine 2026. I'll just call it that. That way I have absolutely no idea what the heck the drawing is. Okay. Still not as annoying. That's still not as annoying of an oversight as putting the lines directly on the drawing. Why would I do that to myself? Unselect the previous selection, please. Thank you. Okay, so hair. Again, that strand is too thin, so we're not gonna do that. Okay. And we go down to the danger zone. Oh, this sounds so compressed. This must be Kirby Mass Attack. Out of all the versions of the Kirby soundtracks in that, I think Kirby Mass Attack sounded the most compressed. But it was also for the Nintendo DS, so that's probably why. Oh, I'm going to have to thin line that because it's way too close to the rest of the lines. There. You guys remember Pokemon Black and White? Remember when Pokemon actually had a really good story? Remember when the antagonists were actually, like, scary to deal with? Should I put a line here? I guess so. There's sort of like a seam here. You know what? It was a great idea to use that thin line for that. However, it's not near any other lines, so I should be using a 1.5. Nope, because Pokemon Sun was my first Pokemon game. Ah! I started jumping off the Pokemon thing around X and Y. I didn't Team Flare was one of those teams that, you know what, you guys had some pretty cool battle music, but I couldn't take your ideals very seriously. Oh, we haven't done the shoes yet. Let's not forget about the shoes. Think the next movie? Do you think the next movie title is going to be like The Shoe? And it's going to be like some horror movie around a particular shoe that is cursed. Anybody who tries to wear it, bad things happen. Like some sort of like cheesy horror around a shoe that nobody dares wear. Gonna eat the toes. Yeah, there we go. That could be the cursed shoe right there. Ew, ads. Yuck. Gross. Yeah, we got ads coming up soon. Hey, that's a new ad soon message that I could add. To please the Twitch gods, ads will be starting in a minute. Something like that. I don't know. To appease to them? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm going to add some extra lines to hair too, because I think I did do that once, and the results were actually pretty rewarding. I think that was one of my favorite Diamenda drawings, actually. Where is it? Twitch ads are about to eat your toes. Oh my goodness. That'd be quite the message. Wait a minute. Oh my freaking goodness. I did not. Okay. Hide this. I really liked how this drawing turned out. And I did not do the lines here. I just did the shading with no lines over the applicable hair. And it somehow turned out really good. It might also be because I put a bit of detail into the shadow and distances. It might also be because that pose is rather charming. Also, Diamenda has no lips in this one. I think it's because every time I've tried to draw lips, they sort of take away from the drawing. Well, that wound up being a pretty good picture of Diamenda. And now that you have looked at the Diamenda, who is saying, "Look up here, don't look down there," now you have ads, which are hopefully not talking about looking up here, not down there. I mean, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. Technically, this is not an 18+ stream, so we shouldn't be getting ads like that, right? But keep in mind, seemingly innocent shows that kids watch, now that we're in our adult stage, we realize just how many adult jokes were just snuck into there. And you know, that's another thing. I think that's totally fine. There's no problems with that. A lot of the adult jokes that are snuck into shows, SpongeBob, for instance, they're subtle. They're gonna fly right over kids' heads. And then some of these end up being censored out because, I don't know, because the shareholders claim that shareholders claim that kids are picking up on it. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. I think shareholders are just trying to justify their reason for existing in some of these companies, I swear. Hey, Discord, we want you to do something really stupid. We want you to enforce age restrictions. Coming from the shareholders. Welcome back from the ads. Not everybody is back from the ads yet, though. We got about 40 seconds until I can be certain that everybody is free of them ads. I think we have Diamenda down to the Diamenda. At least in terms of line work. We still have to color her, but we have a lot of ground to cover right now in terms of characters. And this is just Dimenda. Also, we've got a bed to terribly draw, so there's that too. Also, we got a closet door that we have to draw on top of Dimenda. And then we gotta add some extra dark light in for Dimenda so that she's difficult to see because she's behind the closet door. The closet door is open, but she's in a pretty dark space. I have several ideas of how I want to implement that. Okay, so I guess before we draw the terrible bed, let's draw the door frame. Again, let's set the bar low for this. I'm not good at drawing doors either, so we're going to keep this basic. We're not going to start the door there, because I sort of want Dimenda... Wait a minute. If Dimenda's peeking out, then I'm going to have to... Why did you start over there? Ah! I know what that was because OBS is partially hidden behind the editor. I think we'll have it go up to, like, here-ish. Which means I gotta do this. That means she's gonna have to be, like, partially behind it. So this part of the door will be in front of her. Wait, how the heck is that gonna work? The door is open behind her. Oh, hold on. I think I know how this is gonna work. This will be the boundary between the wall. And then there will be a closet door sort of open over here. Which will be mostly visible by here. Now, at what point... okay, I see. So the door is going to be visible all there, right between there, there. And then that'll be like the inside of the closet right there. Okay. And the rest of this is going to be sort of like wall/decor. We're going to have some sort of, I don't know, makeup shelf thingy-majig. I don't know. With some sort of mirror. Oh my goodness, this is going to be... Set the bar low. I've also got to factor the fact that the mirror is getting closer as we get over here. Whoops. Oh. That means this part of the line... We're just going to get rid of that. And we're going to redraw it. That doesn't look right. Let's try it again. This is near the bottom of the picture. This is not going to make very much sense at all. I could just move the entire thing up. This I'm just gonna adjust this a little. Yeah, sort of like that. And I'm gonna do this. Okay, now we don't have the same termination point here too, which is a bit of a problem. This is the new termination point that I want. Ooh! Don't mind me. I'm okay. I'm just in the spooky caves that this music plays in the subspace emissary. That's where this song is from. Note how we are past our normal 3 hours, but I'm like focused on this. I want to make some progress. This is what happens when you draw. I don't think we're going past 4 hours, but that's pretty neat. We're going past 3 hours. Being a little rebellious. I can't be too rebellious, though. I am a tad... I like my schedules. I didn't create any... Of course I created orphanated pixels. I love that. Those are my favorite. Okay. Just makes it a pain in the arse to fill in colors later when you have an orphanated pixel. A pixel that's completely surrounded by a different color. Now, we're going to move this entire shelf. Because, are you serious? What part of cut does this not understand? Why are you on this layer? Okay, we're gonna move this. Because we need to make it look like it's actually on something. We're gonna have it like right against the wall here. So, hold on. Back to a 5. I thrive on chaos. And wants the order. The ADHD says let the world burn. Sounds about right. Oh my goodness. I'm just curious on where I'm gonna wind up with this. Hyper focus is definitely not a new status to me. Luigi's Mansion. Ah, yes. The fun times. Okay. Why is this layer still here? Good game, good music. I love Luigi's Mansion. What? A gem. I mean, they did decent with Luigi's Mansion 3, but it just... It doesn't hit the same way as Luigi's Mansion. I mean, considering the map size was a lot larger, or it felt a lot larger in Luigi's Mansion 1 than any other Luigi's Mansion. I mean, look, Luigi's Mansion 2 made sense because there was 3DS. They had to work with some limitations, but come on, Luigi's Mansion 3 was on the Switch. You could have pulled off larger maps. There's a floor in Luigi's Mansion 3 that Miss Leaf would love the heck out of. Her element is nature, so she loves all the she loves the nature elements. Where's this? Okay, there we go. Get rid of that one random pixel. We could put a chair down here too. It would hide a little more of Dimenda's legs, but I mean that's fine. Never played 2 or 3. I know I watched a Let's Play of 2 a long while ago. Yeah. That was the weakest one in my opinion. It was still pretty good actually. But it was the weaker of the 3. I mean, my favorite part about the third one is the realistic physics engine they had in there. You could really mess around with some objects. Glitch them through walls, glitch them through floors, send them flying. Get them stuck against things, having them make constant noise. Ooh, spooky. The final fight in Luigi's Mansion 3 sucks. I don't like it. It's bullshit. Oh. Okay, the chair would sort of be like this. It would have a supposed to be angled. Chair is facing this way. And then there's like a second frame here that also goes towards the back. Frame that goes to the back, and then this goes and attaches a little, and we do this again without creating too many conflicts. Fantastic. But this part, the chair would join on. And right around here, we would have chair light come down, do this again. This part would attach here. This part would stop partway through here. Attach into that. The chair looks so freaking tiny. Enlarged chair. Okay, so the chair, we'll just make the chair the one thing that doesn't fit. We'll make the chair too tiny. Everybody else will be the correct size. But we'll be like, oops, somebody brought in a chair for a normal sized human. So it's too small for all of these characters. Who are pretty much 2+ meters. Stepping stool. Yep, pretty much. I'm going to end up giving it a back in the end, which is going to make it look ridiculous. Sure, it'll be one of these strange... hold on. I could do better than that. Oh, wait. That's not as bad as I thought I'd be. And we gotta add a cushion. No. Don't angle it like that. Imagine if we went into, if we actually made it to the shaded layer, and I decided to shade butt marks on it. Anyway. We'll put I don't know, like some random decor on the back of it. Oh, I do have to put. I do want to put like. Nah, we won't do that.
Meow.
Problem is, I'm gonna have to do the shading is what's gonna make this look like a cushion. Right now, it just looks like a flat surface. Munchies, welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely time zone. Congrats on making it here. You made it here before the stream was over, which is very nice. I'm usually done by now, but we're in the middle of this. And I'm sort of a little bit in the zone here. I've been here some time, just been lurking. I appreciate the lurks. Welcome on in. Okay, we're going to add an extra little thing here. So we're going to... Oop, don't tilt that yet. We'll tilt it up here. The trim around the mirror. Wario Master of Disguise music. By the way, next season we're going to be playing some Wario Master of Disguise. We're going to be revisiting it. It's going to sort of be like a celebration, a 5-year streamiversary celebration. Because although I did have the odd Stray stream prior to, 2021 was when I started actually streaming like on a scheduled basis. Yes, so yeah, I'm only entering the second year of affiliate anniversary. That's because I was very much not connected with communities back then. I was not chatting in chat rooms. I was very much outside of the stream. I was very much shy, like a shy guy. I'm gonna fix that line because something just looks off about it. And now something still looks off about it because I drew it improperly again. It's here. It gets narrow here. Definitely not how it feels. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So yeah, for a lot of that, it was just streaming myself, and I don't think I really raided out very often either. Or if I did, it was like raid and lurk. No, I don't think I raided out very often at all, actually. I mean, now I know I know a lot of awesome people, so it's much easier to raid out. I make sure to raid out every time. I mean, like, why not? Some people don't. It's a preference thing. I mean, I don't mind raiding people out. Give folks something to watch after the stream has ended. Oh. I'm also an avid lurker. Oh, welcome on in, Cake. Welcome on in. Oh, lurking's pretty nice. Especially useful if you find yourself low on spoons, which isn't a rare thing. Well, a lot of us find ourselves low on spoons at times. So I think the issue with that line is it goes straight into the original shape since it's the edge. Should have a straight line to differentiate. This is the trim of the mirror, which is sort of... Honestly, that whole line should actually be visible. These lines should be a little more parallel. This is the edge. So I think with this particular line, what I want to do with it is instead of merging it straight away, it should just get closer to the other line because of the perspective we're viewing this from. Whoop. Oh, and also, yeah, exactly. Look at that. I just drew that line a little differently, and I think that is key to fixing the issue. Oops. Also, I'm just gonna skip that one because that one has a very high chance of even getting muted on Twitch. So we'll just skip the Phantom train. Who wants to get on the Phantom train? I don't. Being on the Phantom train is a very bad thing. You don't want to be on the Phantom train. I love that area. I wouldn't want to be on the Phantom train. Oh, this line is not the full 5 width. Well, no wonder why it got all messed up. Alright, so this particular one, we still want to see some of the trim. We don't want to see as much of it because of the angle we have this at, but... It's the entrance to the gate. Actually, that is how Dimenda came to be. She was found in the mirror dimension. fun lore of the dimension that things have been happening in. Counterparts can only be retrieved by their counterparts via, typically via a special mirror. If they're powerful enough, they can find a way out on their own, but typically they require the hand of their counterpart. So, yes, Krista reached in and pulled Diamond out from there. All right, there we go. So I've been chatting much, been helping a friend with the move for the past few days. That'll definitely keep one occupied. No, very understandable, Cake. No worries about that. It's nice to have folks chill here. This chair is so small. This poor little chair. Now, once I put the wall in, like, in front of Dimenda here, this will make a lot more sense. Also, we're going to put some sort of, like, support down here. Oops. Sure. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be so angry at myself when I have to do the shading on all of this. And lastly, okay, we got all this over here. Cool, neat. We need the bed. This is gonna suck. Where to start? How about with the supports? How about making the supports actually look good instead of messing up on the lines partway through? Alright, this is all being done with mouse and keyboard. Not far enough out. Oh, for Pete's sakes. There we go. Good enough. Maybe I'll put I'll put some of the other support in here. Let's be like the edge of the image. Oh my goodness, he's trying to draw it again without copying and pasting the other one. What the heck are you doing? I know, right? Oh, oh, for Pete's sakes, these ones that are like less than these ones that are 21 seconds need to stop playing. Also, this is too far down. It's supposed to start up here. No, not upwards. There we go. right there. There we go. Okay. Why don't I just do this? Make it easier on myself. Make it easier on myself. Stop tormenting. Stop tormenting myself. Okay, and then we take this. Oh wow, that was pretty accurate X selection right there. Oh, hold on. Before we did the copy, we drew the pillar, right? Okay. It's shortly after this curve, which is not very accurate curve, but now I'm just getting super picky. Just past the 250 mark. Or just past the 250 number itself, not the actual 250. Okay, now we do this. Okay. Copy, paste, move the line up here. Layer, transform, flip. Excellent. Merge down. I forgot where it was for a moment. Okay, and then we got the bed, sort of like the bed frame itself. And then we have to put the mattress, and then multi-layer the bed just because. Yeah, good. This is already taken. Gonna take a very long time to actually complete. Oh, and remember, we've got to have the mattress at an angle that allows for Krista to be sitting on it. Otherwise, most of Krista's going to be behind the pillar. We've got a Krista. Oh, actually, oh my goodness. This is actually a great time for a reference. If we have the mattress fold out this way, which makes no sense considering where this is angled, actually. So we have to have it fold out this way. Well, if that's the case, then we're going to have some details of Krista hidden. Also, the mattress is actually going to be a little taller than that, so... That would imply that the mattress is sort of going out this way. That pillar is going to be in front of Krista. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay, so, background layer 2. Yep, we're gonna have to separate this. Also, in background 2, we gotta adjust the layer here. Layer to layers to image size. I don't like that. Can I just apply it to just this layer? Hold on. No, layer to image size. Why is it all layers? Oh, it because whoever typed it doesn't know what grammar is, apparently. It does just apply to the selected layer. Thank goodness for that. I was worried it was going to resize all the layers, and I don't want that. So yeah, this is going to be in front of Krista. And so is the front part of the mattress. That's going to be in front of Krista as well. But Krista's supposed to be partway down the mattress. She's not sitting at this side of the bed. She is sitting on the end of the bed. Yeah, so this pillar will be in front of Krista, so this will be the details that are hiding behind the pillar. Okay. I like to joke around that this part of the song says, "You stole a burrito." That's what it sounds like to me. You stole a burrito. Anyways. Alright. A burrito. Alright. Gonna have our pillows here. You know, if you want to call this a freaking pillow, but make the pillow shaped like a cloud. Yeah, but this isn't my bed. My bed pillows are actually not shaped like clouds, but I think that would be pretty freaking cool. Why did this folder just refresh? Pillows. Except one is slightly larger than the other. Krista, do not make any jokes on that. I guess these two pillows will technically be in front of Krista too, but they don't interact with Krista, so we're good on that. And then back to the other background layer, the one that's behind Krista. You know what? Yeah, whatever. Look, like, hey, I give up. I give up on trying to make that particular component match. All right. No, we can do this, right? I just gotta. Can't tell where I'm drawing, but that's what happens. Here. I've got a line to reference to, so that means I can go right up to about this corner here. Oh, went too far. You know where the shading will be very important? Where Krista's sitting. Because we need to make it look like she's like sitting on the mattress. We need like the mattress reacting to the fact that there is somebody who has a weight. You know, somebody who's not a ghost. Somebody who doesn't have a weight of 0. Or maybe a ghost has a weight of 0.01. Who knows? Don't know for sure. How much does a ghost weigh? Wait a minute. I'm gonna type that into Google. How much does a ghost weigh? I forgot to go minus AI, but what's the AI say about it? No scientifically proven weight. That's actually correct. $21 experiment? Somebody actually theorized? Maybe? That's a hard one to figure out. Alright, so I do need to create a smaller version of the pillars over here. But they are also going to be background layer 1, the layer that's behind Krista. See, Krista plays a pretty significant role in this particular yeah, Krista is a pretty important landmark right here. Right there. And then we do this. And then we realize it's a pixel off. And we get driven nuts by that. And then we fix it. That decreases elevation too much. It's like trying to figure out the correct coaster height in Planet Coaster. How do I get this to the right height so I can properly complete this coaster? Whoop. That's a little funky. Okay, and I'm just going to do that for the other side too. Again, we're just going to do this so that we don't have to torment ourselves. I'm 1 pixel off. Oh, now I'm 1 pixel off the other way. Don't jump. Don't double jump on me. Okay. Move this over here. Make life easier. Keep it centered so that we don't do anything that'll annoy us. That's as close to centered as it's gonna get. I think we had an even number of pixels, and that will do it. I forgot to select a pixel? No, the line just did something. The line just was behaving a little oddly there. Okay. Anywho, I think this is what we're going to leave it at for now, because we're already approaching like almost an hour over what I usually go. I did properly save this. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to move Firebot off of that screen. And we're just going to disable that layer so I don't forget to disable it later. Later. Layer, yeah. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. When I close that, we're going to shut off the music, which should be a cue for future me to unmute layer 6. Thank you very much. Also, while we're doing that, I'm going to actually, I'm going to remove the media player from here, and I'm going to send it back over to the layer I usually have it on. Properties, add media player, put it there. There we go, it's back where it's supposed to be, and now I can lurk in tabs with the 1% volume, and you shouldn't be able to hear it. Alright. Let's take a look at who the heck I'm going to send you off to. Who am I going to send you off to, actually? That's a good question. A lot of folks right now that are showing up have been around for, or I've raided recently. Which, yeah. We don't usually raid places frequently. How long ago? Actually, oh my goodness, I think that was like 2 days ago. I think that was the Wednesday raid. This is the fun part. Figuring out who of all the people here I have not raided recently. Did we send you over this way recently? Well, thankfully, I accidentally left my only show raids filter on. Alright. It's been at least a month. I'm going to send you guys to Norgmen, that is. They're playing Rogue Point, which I have no idea. I think it's a first-person shooter, but Norg is a pretty cool individual himself, and that's why I want to send you over there. So, let's get that raid started. Ah, good. Congratulations to the top 3. You get bonus gold pieces to use in future sound commands. I would like to thank you, everybody, for joining, whether you're here in full, in part, whether you're active, whether you were lurking, or somewhere between. It's all greatly appreciated. Is the raid going to start? There we go. I was wondering what the heck was going on with that. First raid message, that is for subs. However, if you do not have a sub, we've got a message just underneath. Anybody can use that one. Thank you for being so awesome, everybody, and thank you very much for the raid. I do appreciate that. And all other forms of support, greatly appreciated. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here, everybody. Thank you for being so awesome. Next stream is going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Look forward to hopefully no shady shenanigans as we continue with Medley Bird Lady, Wind Waker HD to clear the Earth Temple. And then hopefully we'll be able to clear the Wind Temple as well, or at least get most of the way through it. Thanks for the stream. No worries at all. I hope everybody has a fantastic night. Also on Saturday, look forward to the Krista Valentine's Day special at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I am actually saying what the actual stream is this time and not saying that it's Outbreak. That's next Saturday. Alright, everybody. Take good care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. And the most important part, keep being yourselves. That's a pretty important one. You're already on the Just Chatting scene. Yes, I want the stream ending scene. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. My sexy diamond penguin?